As you all know, Sanjay is the CNN chief medical correspondent joining us tonight. Sanjay, thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Nancy. Thanks for having me.
You know, Sanjay, a story that has really gripped everyone is the story of tiny infants being evacuated. What happened?
Well, you know, it's a remarkable thing, Nancy. In one of the hospitals here that's close to the East River, around 10:30 last night, is the best that we could piece it together. I'm sorry, hearing myself back in my ear, Nancy. I apologize. But around 10:30 last night, they had to evacuate. The generators started to fail. The power was already starting to go out, and they decided they had to move these babies across town. Little babies, Nancy, you're familiar with little babies. 2 pounds in one case, this little baby, Emma. Transporting a baby within a hospital can be challenging. This was to a different hospital in the middle of Sandy, so it was just an extraordinary circumstance. I'm outside Sinai Hospital, which is the hospital that took a lot of these babies. They had a plan. The babies, I am glad to report that they're all doing well, and I just met little baby Emma just a few minutes ago. She weighs just 2 pounds. She's in the neonatal ICU, but it was a harrowing, as you might imagine, a night last night, Nancy.
You know, Sanjay, when you were talking about Emma weighing 2 pounds, that's what Lucy weighed when she was born. And she was hooked up to all sorts of machines. She was in a clear plastic box, an incubator. It's my understanding that one nurse was carrying the baby while the other was trailing, manually operating the breathing apparatus to make baby Emma live.
It's extraordinary. These are powerful images. I don't know if you're watching them now, but she is literally holding the baby's life in her hands. And I don't mean to sound too hyperbolic here, but you know, she had to keep pumping the baby's lungs full of air and ventilating the baby. And babies breathe fast, as you know, so this has to be done quickly, and it has to be done continuously for the entire time. There was no power, Nancy. So they literally had to do this, and then if they stopped, if they got tired, if they fell asleep, if they became distracted, you know, that the baby would suffer as a result. So it was really a remarkable thing, and the nurses and the transporters, the doctors, everyone, they really rose to the task, Nancy. So it was an incredible thing. And again, here at Sinai is where these babies are being cared for.
Sanjay, question. Regarding the generators these hospitals are using, how does that work? And also, I want to understand the protocol. Do hospitals have a protocol for natural disasters like this?
They should have a protocol, and this is something that we're trying to dig into a little bit as well, Nancy. The answers are still a little bit unclear, but the way it typically works is you have your main power supply, you have a backup generator, and then typically have a secondary backup generator as well. One of the situations that they're concerned about is flooding. So you want to have one of those backup generators not at or below sea level so that it doesn't become flooded. A lot of institutions, for example, put those generators up on the roof. You remember that blackout in 2003, Nancy?
Yes.
There was a lot of protocols established after that for these hospitals. And what's going to be interesting, and I think a lot of people are investigating this, including tomorrow, we're going to talk to people at NYU from where these patients came and ask them, what did the protocols that were put in place 9 years ago after 2003, are they fully implemented, and did they work? What exactly happened over the last couple of days? So we're going to hopefully get some answers.